अल्लाह या मेरे अल्लाह या मेरे अल्लाह या
So the 17th of October, Friday, is the International Day for the Eradication of Poverty. And this week on Sabah al-Muslimi on Radio Islam International, we've been talking about understanding what we call the working poor. This is a actual category of people. Who are the working poor? They are not those people that we normally assume to be poor. You know, the first image that would pop into your mind when you think of a poor person, you'll think of a person begging on a street corner. You'll think of a person, living on the streets. You'll think of a person in Gaza in a tent. Of course, those are poor people. But that's not only the category of poor people. You get those who are working but who are still poor, like your cleaners, your domestics, your security guards. Those are just some examples. They work. They're not starving. It's not that they're malnourished, but their wages are not adequate. Their salary is not adequate to cover basic needs like food, housing, and healthcare. They're going out every day. They trying their best. They have a job. They get a salary, but they're still classified as poor. Now, why are we talking about them? Of course, they're not as bad off as those people who are sleeping in the streets, so those people who are in refugee camps. But because they're not that bad off, they don't get taken notice of. And as a result, they don't become then the recipients of people's generosity. We can play the blame game. You can say it's the employer's fault. The employer is paying the minimum wage, but not an adequate wage. The employer will say, well, I've got budgets. I've also got constraints. So that's a separate discussion. Whether it's the employer's fault, whether it's government's fault, whether it's the economy, what's the reason that you have this category of people called the working poor? But for the purpose of this discussion that we're having is just to highlight the fact that there is this category of people that we should not lose sight of, and that those who are more blessed and those who are more privileged, they should understand the plight of these people as well. Sometimes you're only wanting to send money to Gaza, or only wanting to send money to where there's been an earthquake and where there's been famine, etc. And of course, there's an acute need there. But we can't forget this category of people who are really trying. They want to keep their dignity. They're adding value to society via the role that they play. But the rising cost of living is just making them face difficult choices. Do I pay my rent this month? Or do I buy the groceries? I got already so much of debt. Do I take more debt on? So whose fault is it is a different matter. But for us, we need to take cognizance of the fact that there is this existence of the working poor. And collectively, we need to try and see how we can make a difference. Each one of us, by assisting them somewhat, getting them a better job, getting them a promotion, getting them a better wage, or assisting them via charitable means, whichever way. But be aware of them, don't neglect them, and collectively we need to try our utmost to see how we can assist them. All right, it's now 8:30 and time for the headlines.
News headlines.